Welcome to the party.
Boom. Topic Thunder, sir. How are you?
Doing all right.
Good. Johnny and TheGreg on another glorious Monday. It's March. It's still March. It's better than February, a lot better than January. So
Yeah, and we're kind of,
don't
I'm
say
not
it.
good.
Don't do it. Are you gonna sit there and say like we're past the winter? Don't do that.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay, okay.
We're in. We've had one winter, yes, but what about second winter?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Were you the one that put that out on it's like on
Yeah, I'd probably be.
there was like
It's
7 levels to
yeah,
it? That
yeah.
was funny
We've
because it
had
was
one winter, yes, but what about second winter?
yeah, it's funny because it's so true.
Oh,
All right. So the topic I was thinking about today, it actually came up on a radio show I was listening to, and it brought up an interesting question. So here's the topic. Greg, is a lap dance cheating?
huh.
Hmm. It's a
Okay,
sticky. It's complicated.
is it though?
I think it
Is
depends.
it?
I think it solely depends on the relationship that you're in.
So let me give you some background about me. This is coming, my opinion has been formed on the fact that I have never in my life set foot in a strip club. And I have never, even in a regular bar, nightclub, or anything, have received a lap dance. So um, I I only know what I've heard my friends talk about. I know what I see in films, which is totally not the case in terms of what is inside of a strip club would look like. It's not fancy. There's not lights. It's usually kind of gritty, from what my friends have told me. Uh,
Uh,
I guess it depends on where you go. I mean,
it does. It does. I hear Vegas is like the capital for that place. I've never gone to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I
We'll
just I
talk about
don't
me in a minute.
well, yeah, and I don't know. I mean, um, you know, I've been to some bachelor parties where like there's a group of guys that are like, well, we're going to a strip club, and the groom has been like, well, I don't really want to. And so those guys go to the strip club, and then I'm sticking with the groom, and we just go to a bar, or we go
Right.
to like the dance club or whatever it is.
Right.
Dance club. How fucking old am I now? But just like that. Like I've never. There's not a draw for me to go in there. Like I mean, there is a draw. I mean, it's not like, I mean, there would be, you know, there's naked ladies in there. I can understand why I would want to go in there, but I don't. My wife is not excited about me going there. She would flat out not want me to go in there. So I'm like, why do that to
Right. Why
myself?
step on
Why
that landmine if I don't have to?
exactly? I mean, she
Yeah.
did. I mean, we've had the discussion like when I've been to bachelor parties, including yours, where it was, well, what if that's a part of the plan? They didn't tell me the plan. I don't think that's the plan. But if Johnny and the group of guys we were with are going to a strip club, am I the one guy that goes, no, I don't want to do that? And at the time, I was like, well, okay, well, I can go, but let's see what that's like. I mean, I'm not. So,
It's funny you said that because the way I'm thinking about this with you, if you have to sit there and have that mental game in your head of do I go? What happens if I
mhm.
go? Should I just stand back? Then don't go.
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah, don't
that's
don't
really
do
what
it.
it's
It's not
been.
it's not it's not worth it. Has Krista ever like gone to a bachelorette party and had a lap dance or anything like that?
No, no.
No. Okay.
I mean, and I would say, some people would say, well, not that she's told you, and you're right, but I believe her. Now,
Right.
I do know that she's been to some bachelorette parties where just being at the bar that they were at, it got kind of not in the realm of like a strip club where a guy's like in a thong on the bar or something
But it
like that,
got
but
wild. It got
but
wild.
it got a little crazy,
Yeah.
and you know doing some it wasn't the traditional shot, what they call a blow job, where they put the around the rim and they had it like in a syringe, and it was like kind of popped in there. She didn't do that. The bride did a bunch, but
You seem so uncomfortable.
well, it's kind of a weird, it's uncomfortable where if someone wanted to talk to me about European socialists, I have no clue. I don't know. I don't have the background
That's quite a
about it.
connection you tried to make there.
It was a Ferris Bueller reference. But yeah, it's
I'll take a break. Take a break. All right. I'll tell you how I view the whole strip club thing.
Okay, go ahead.
We need more topics like this. These are fun to talk about. The way I look at a strip club is, believe it or not, is a lot like you. But I look at it from a different point of view. I've actually gone into strip clubs. And to be 100% honest, they don't do a thing for me. They, what I see there are either single mothers or I see somebody's daughter stripping.
Even like 20 years ago, that's what you saw?
Yeah, and I remember I came home to my mom because I was still living with her at the time, because I think my friends, we went up to Lake Geneva's The Sugar Shack. All right, they took me there.
Okay.
All right. So I went there and I remember if there was such a thing, like I think everybody in that facility that looked at me thought this kid's a virgin. Right? Because I didn't make eye contact. I didn't want to. I was so uncomfortable there. And I remember going home and yelling at my mother that you did this to me. You made me respect women, and now I can't have fun.
How dare you?
Yeah,
Wait,
how
no, that's
dare
not
you,
right.
Mom? And my mom was laughing her ass off. And
Yeah.
I mean, that was all a joke. Ladies, that's a big joke.
Yeah,
I shared with my mom. If you
I
knew the
honestly
relationship I had with
have-
my mom, you would have known.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, I have a hard time seeing you at a strip club for those very reasons. I mean,
yeah.
I can imagine like if you and I at your bachelor party went into a strip club, we would be sitting by the bar part of it going, that's somebody's sister. That's somebody's daughter. I mean, we would be having that conversation in the strip club.
Right. Yeah. And now with having a little daughter, it's way different now. But there were times where I believe I've gone to maybe a handful of strip clubs in my life. For one reason or another. One of them I went with my wife.
I was gonna say you've been with your wife
Yeah.
before, which I'm guessing is a different experience.
It was actually one of the moments where I was proud I was married to her. I was happy because she was more into it than I was. Like she was like, wow, look at her on that pole. That's amazing. Right. And so she was into it. Right.
So I do have a connection here, but I'll let you talk.
So that was just interesting. And when your wife asks you, hey, do you want me to pay for one of these? You know, that's up to you, gentlemen, moving forward in your lives. I chose not to because I was, believe it or not, I didn't need it. Okay. For those of you who have never met my wife, I am madly, deeply in love with her. There is nobody else in this world for me. So all the lap dances that I need, I'll ask for her. I'll ask from her. Like I don't need it anywhere else. So I said no, and that was it. But it was an interesting experience when you go with your wife, and we were at that stage in our lives where we were both super comfortable with each other in terms of not being like, I don't know, jealous, but I remember one time we went there and some guy that we were at the party, he went up and he got a lap dance and they were rough, man. She threw her ass into his face, or I think it was in his face, but it was like it wasn't friendly. I was like
going for the knockout punch, huh?
Yeah, I was like, is that a kill?
What do you mean you were watching it? Isn't there is it like in
No, they brought him all up on the stage because it was his birthday or something, so they made a big deal out of it, right? And so he sat up on the stage.
A back room type situation.
No, he sat on a chair, and there was this pole behind him, so he's kind of behind the pole, and he put his hands behind the chair and held onto the pole, and they're up on the pole, and they slam on him, and they did some crazy gymnastic thingies, flash dance type stuff, and I remember thinking, oh God, he has to be like that has to hurt. And Ursula's like, wow, look at that. Will you look at that? I was like, yeah, it looks uncomfortable. I don't, but
he
anyway,
doesn't look happy.
yeah. So, but you were
So
going to ask me a question. Yeah.
well, no, okay. So again, we've never been to strip clubs, not together, not, but we were in Vegas and we saw it was actually a Cirque show, and
Well,
it
you're
was
talking about you and Krista, right? Not you and
yeah,
me.
no, it was my
Okay.
wife and I. So
All right.
so we're in Vegas, we go to a Cirque du Soleil show at Mandalay Bay, and it was the Michael Jackson 1 show.
That's an awesome one, by the
It
way.
was an amazing show, and
Yes.
what your feelings on Michael Jackson aside,
Yep.
the man made some great music, and Cirque du Soleil made a great
The
show out of
man
it.
was a genius. He really was.
So musical genius, yes.
Yes. All geniuses are tortured, by the way.
So
Yeah.
that's a different path we can talk
Yep.
about.
Yep.
So in the middle of the show, and they've got different acts and acrobatics, and the song "Dirty Diana" comes on, which I think is actually a really cool song. The concept of it is a little off, but I like the song. And they had a pole dancer, and she's obviously Cirque du Soleil. She's very talented, and she had like 3 different types of rotating poles. Like one was like an S curve, then there was the straight pole, and then there was, and she is like amazing.
Yes.
So we're sitting there watching it, and
Captivating.
and she's in. I mean, they've got it like red and purple lights. It whatever the costume she was in made it look like acrobatic bondage gear. I mean, it was just like she was doing this stuff on a pole, and my wife Krista turns to me. She's like, "So is this like pole dancing?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." I don't think you're going to see this in rural Wisconsin, but essentially, yes, this
Right.
is an
Yeah.
acrobatic version of pole dancing, and she was really good, and it was sexy. It was just an amazing show. But that, I guess, that was the closest I've been to. I mean, it's not a strip club, but I mean, to
No,
seeing
but
an
I know what
actual
you mean.
to seeing a pole dancer work, and we're both totally impressed by it. And
Right.
we
Right.
can't even hear that song anymore without going, yeah, that was something.
Yeah,
She
there
was
is one. I forgot what song it is, but it's the Michael Jackson. God, it'll come to me later. But every time I hear that song, I picture that act from Circus Soleil, whatever act was to that song.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So, but to
The
answer the question,
is,
yeah,
yeah,
is it
is
cheating?
it cheating? And in my opinion, yes, it is.
Okay.
And let me tell you
Why?
why.
Yeah. Why?
Um, because there's I've read arguments both ways. Like some people say there's no emotional connection with a stripper, so therefore it's not really cheating. But there is a physical connection there, and from what I understand of a lap dance is, male or female, it doesn't really matter. And we'll get to
Get
that
you
in a second
excited.
too.
To get you
Yeah,
excited.
yeah, it gets you excited. And so, like, if another woman is literally grinding on me
Yeah.
to the point where I'm getting physically aroused, I'm getting excited, and from again what I understand, some guys can get close to finishing or actually maybe do
Yeah.
finish.
Yeah.
Um, then that's a sex act. That to me is another woman who is not my wife has done something to my person that has had a sexual response. And so that to me would be cheating. And I would feel so guilty. Like even just like just to set the stage, if I'm sitting there and like a stripper's crawling to me, it's a hard pass. Like my heart would be going, I'd be like, it would turn into a fuck no, I got to get out of here right now, because that's how I'm wired. I mean, I can't
Right.
even
Yeah.
cheat on my wife in my dreams. We've talked about that. I mean, if I'm having a dream where another woman's coming on to me, I'm out. I'm waking up. I'm getting out. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't. Nope.
It's funny. Again, I think this absolutely has to do with everybody's relationship with their significant other, male or female. I can only speak for myself. I understand your point, and I believe your point. I think that if you become aroused to the point of where you're basically going to finish, then yeah, that's kind of a sex act. That's
Yeah, it is.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if your wife walked in on you on your couch and there was somebody on you grinding on your couch,
Yep.
she wouldn't be happy about it. I know mine wouldn't, right?
No.
So
No.
I'm guessing that what I'm saying is if you transplant that act and transplant it to
Mhm.
anywhere else but a strip club, like it's I could see where people think it's cheating. I don't know.
Come on. Come on.
No,
Really?
no, I'm trying. No, what I'm trying to say is because when Ursula like asked me, "Do you want me to buy you one?"
But she wasn't thinking about that. She was thinking about, just someone wiggling on you for a little bit. She wasn't thinking about she's going to get you so riled up that you're almost going to, pop a cork on.
Yeah, yeah. You know
She
what?
wasn't thinking about that.
Let's just move out of the fact that look again. I'll end it with: is it cheating? That's up to the relationship that you're in and how you feel about it. That's just how it is. I'm sorry, that's a
See,
cop out, but to answer for me, I would say it's cheating because I know I would feel guilty. Some part of me would feel guilty about it. Some part of me would think it's wrong. And if I think it's wrong, it's cheating. Yeah,
yeah,
you got to get out of it.
that's that guilt factor.
Yeah.
You call it guilt factor, call it conscience, call it the voice of God, whatever you want to call it, is telling you to get out. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
And this is always Krista's, I don't want to say argument because we don't argue about this because we have the same
Right.
mindset. But
Mindset about it.
but when we talk about it, and I've seen this, or you hear about this or whatever, if you flip it and it's no longer a female grinding on me, but it's a male grinding on her. And I know women have different emotional and physical reactions
Yeah.
to sex in general, but if if a male stripper is grinding on your wife to the point where she's about to finish, you would be furious.
I'd be
It,
uncomfortable.
it would be no, not me. I'm looking to kill that guy in the parking lot. I mean, that's just yeah, no. There's just no and even having this conversation, like
You
if
get
the
mad
four,
now?
well, no, it would even be awkward if like the four of us went somewhere, got away,
That would
and
be really awkward. Yeah.
we said, "Hey, do you guys want to go to a strip club?" And we all went. Like the four of us take a trip to New Orleans. We're walking down Bourbon Street. You got the guy who's shouting out in the middle of the street, "That's Diddy's," and we go, "Should we go? Let's
Yeah.
go."
Yeah.
As soon as I cross over that threshold, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I agree with you. It's to me, it's not something. I'm not that guy that, hey, we're at a bachelor party, we gotta go to the strip club. Like
No.
I've never been that guy. I've gone to strip clubs at bachelor parties, but I'm not the guy that leads that charge.
No.
Not only that, I almost feel like, dude, you think like I always feel bad for that one guy who thinks the girl actually likes him.
Right. Yeah.
I'm always kind of like, dude, like she's trying to pay her rent.
Yeah.
That's what she's trying to.
There's no
Yeah. So
and I feel and that's I hear about guys that go to strip clubs for bachelor parties and like maybe it's a good strip club, maybe it's not. But and more often than not, I've heard about guys that go to strip clubs and they're just sorely disappointed. Like they get in there and they're like, yeah, not for me. Like either the girl's not attractive or the bar is like sticky or I mean
yeah, I've been to
there's
two.
some kind of skeeziness about it that you're like I don't want to touch anything here. I mean, you just
Yeah,
sit here like this. You're
I've
like,
been to
does anybody got any hand sanitizer? Because this is not for me.
I've been to both. I've been to really nice ones and I've been
Yeah.
to just ones where you're like, whoa. And the ones that are really bad are usually the ones that have like a all you can eat buffet.
I'm just here for the salad bar, man.
Yeah, but I don't think you even
What's
want to
going
go
on?
near there. You're like,
No.
oh man,
No,
I'll just have a wine spritzer. Thanks.
Yeah. Any Seagram, something in a bottle that
Yeah, right. Something
like a
that's
foil
sealed.
top on it that I can. Don't just hand me the bottle. You don't got to open it.
Yeah.
Just give it to me. I'll twist it off myself.
Tell you, man, what I need here is I need a bottle that no one's ever touched. I need a hand sanitizer right here.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah.
definitely not for me. Not for
Yeah.
me.
Not for me either. So I think we'll leave it at that one. We'll leave it there. All right. Let's go to our fact of the day to end the stimulating conversation.
Please let it be about a stripper.
Yeah, I'm kidding, right? Demi Moore in the movie Striptease. No, I'm kidding.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Elizabeth Taylor's apparent dark outlined eyes were due to a rare genetic mutation, giving her double eyelashes. Interesting. She's an X-Man. Wow.
Okay.
She had double eyelashes.
All right. Anything's possible, I guess. People get third nipples. Double eyelashes. Sure. Why not?
Yeah, that's true. All right. That's it.
All right.
I think we'll end it there. So double eyelashes and lap dance, folks, according to Johnny and TheGreg, is an uncomfortable cheating moment. So let's not do it.
Cheating bastard.
Yeah. All right. So you guys have a great rest of the week. Johnny and TheGreg, Topic Thunder, out. See you later, fellas. Fellas, ladies. I'm just gonna stop recording.